War. War never changes.
Welcome to another episode of War Never Changes, the weekly video game podcast. My name is Jim, joined as always by the guy with used to have really cool shirts. I don't know what's going on there, but that's okay. His name, 50 Cal, Phil McCracken. Oh
What's
my
up?
goodness. Those are some veiny wrists you got. What is this? Do you practice that when we're not on the show?
Yeah, this is all I'm doing all day.
Is that what it is? So, we have two things before we get into it today. I need to lower my microphone volume just a bit. There we go. Okay. Two things to get into today. Number one, I am putting timestamps in the description below. It should pop up on the left-hand side of your computer, right-hand side of your computer, or it'll be a tabs on the bar across the bottom. Yep. Phil is showing you exactly where you may find it. These are timestamps for you to jump to any part of the show you want to know about. And number two, you know it as well as I do. The cool graphic pops up, and now it's going to fade out when I click off it, and it's gone. Just like that. That's all you got to do. Phil, we have a special show today. Two things. Number one, we're going to talk a lot about State of Play, which we just watched about 3 minutes ago. And number two, Phil finally is about to be a card-carrying member of the PC Master Race. But
Subset ultra
yes,
wide.
that's the ultra wide master race. That's okay. That's the hashtag 1%, 1%. That's it.
No, I
You're in the lower 1%. That's fine. Listen, it's still better than 99% of other gamers out there when you
no,
enter the
this is the
PC world.
worldwide reveal. I lied to you about what monitor I bought.
Oh, you did buy an ultra wide.
No.
Oh, then what? You're an idiot. All right. I was like, wait, you showed me the specs and it wasn't an ultra wide, and then you said you lied to me, and I was like, oh, maybe I misheard him. But now you're saying you ended up getting the monitor. You texted me that you
Yeah,
got me.
yeah.
Okay.
It's still wide. It's still a big monitor. It's just not ultra wide.
No, hey, listen, dude. I'm not. No judgment from me. I'm just happy you're on board the winning team. Speaking of winning teams, Phil, I want to hear your gut reaction, and we'll go through a couple of things in specific that I noted, but I want to hear your gut reaction to all things State of Play. What did you think? The highs and lows? Let's just start general first, and we'll go from there.
That's my summation.
Didn't like it, huh?
No, no, it's not that I didn't like it. There were some games in there that made me a little bit more interested in them than maybe I originally was, like Kino or Kina, whatever her name is.
Hmm.
That looked a little bit more interesting than the first time I saw it. Deathloop actually looked playable this last time. It didn't look like that weird, like cosmopolitan Art Deco, like art form was constant throughout. It looked like some of the characters actually looked normal, so it wouldn't make me sick to my stomach.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Dude, when I was watching Oddworld, I was like sick to my stomach the whole time. I don't know why. That game depresses the crap out of me. I don't know why. It's such a stupid platformer. I don't know. I like platformers, just not that one. I would say if I was going to rate this on a numerical scale on a state of play
Oh.
for only a 1.5 hour state of play, 1 to 10, I'd
Hmm.
give it a solid 7.
Okay, I think I'm about there with you. I might give it a little bit higher because I lost my mind at the absolute end of that announcement with the whole Final Fantasy stuff. But yeah, I would agree with you. You know, you got to keep in mind it is. I'm ignoring that you're rolling your eyes, by the way. I saw you.
You can't ignore me and then acknowledge you're ignoring me. That's an acknowledgement.
I'm acknowledging that I
Just say
find your
you're
opinion
acknowledging.
wrong.
I'm acknowledging. That's a new Jimism. I'm acknowledging you.
I'm acknowledging you. I'm not passive aggressive. I'm just aggressive, bitch. All right, so here's the deal. I would agree with you. I think overall it wasn't bad. I did text you beforehand, you know, low expectations from me personally going into it. One, because it's a February show, and I know we're like right at the end of February, but we're early on in the year. You know as well as I do, the big hitters always come out later in the year. I did not expect to see God of War. I did not expect to see Horizon. I did not expect to see the next Naughty Dog game, although it's probably sometime out. I felt like they were going to keep it kind of low key and they had a few zingers in there, but ultimately these were things that either were on our radar that were forgotten, or brand new announcements altogether. So I can't fault them for that. And honestly, it wasn't bad.
No,
30 minutes was a good time.
yeah, no, I was felt engaged the whole time. I was like, okay. Like Oddworld, like I said, I wasn't into, but I definitely didn't hate it as much as I hated the Nintendo Direct.
So, did you find the Oddworld, the very end, when it was like saying coming soon? It was like a picture of the box on one side and then the dude's head on the other, and he was like moving his eye around. That was horrifying to me. I was waiting for him to like slowly turn, like Two-Face style, like half of his face is melted off, or just something evil and sinister to happen. It was too much like in your face. Like, did you feel that way, or am I just crazy?
You're just a fucking weirdo. I don't know.
So I will say with Oddworld specifically, I have to admit that when I was watching it and they were talking about this 2.9D, I was like, okay, it's pretty looking. I could see myself getting into it, but I'd never play it. I mean, I would play it, but I'd never buy it. I'm like, I was telling my wife, I'm like, this looks fun, but like the fact that it's not a 3D game really limits what you can do. As much interaction as you think there is, it's a 2D world, so you're not going to be able to go. You're really taking away a big part of the equation. And then they said, "Oh, it's coming out on PlayStation Plus," and I'm like, "All right, I'll try it." So I went from like kind of crapping on it to okay, I'm interested. And when it comes out, and they're announcing these great PlayStation Plus games, I'll take it. It seems like a good one.
Yeah, yeah, no. I mean, Mazel Tov, I can't wait to hear what you think about it. I'm totally not interested in it, but hey,
You
each their.
said it made you feel sick. Was it because like the art style, like the refresh rate, just the fact that people were blowing up, which I can't imagine that
Uh,
would get you queasy.
the
But like,
arts, the art style, the like world design, the character design. I don't know. It's just depressing and shitty, and I don't know. It's just like the weird turtle man. I don't know. It's like
weird turtle
when
man.
when things like I have this problem where if I can't personally identify with something, it's annoying to me. Like I can't get into it. Like this, I can't identify with a weird turtle man in like a weird dystopian. I just can't. There's nothing, absolutely nothing relatable or enjoyable about it for me whatsoever.
Fair
So I
enough.
just can't get into it. It's like kind of like the same in the same vein as I don't want to play as a female character because I can't connect with that, and it just there's this disconnect in my brain, and I don't know. I'm just too much of a simpleton. I don't know how to. I can't make up weird bullshit to make it sound like anything more than it is. I'm just too much of a simpleton.
No, fair enough. I mean, not every game has to be for everybody.
No,
There's
yeah, no.
no rule that says you have to like this game because other people do or don't. I totally understand what you're saying. I guess in the sense that I have played other Oddworld games and I've never found I've never found them interesting. I feel like it's trying to do too many things. It's a platformer, it's a Lemmings variant, it's a Worms variant. It has the puzzle element to it, kind of like the Lemmings variant to it. It seems like it's got a lot going on. And I find when you have a game like that, when it does too much, it usually doesn't do it well. So I feel like it's either going to be like a 10-minute game or it's going to be one of these, like all these options you think you have for exploring things, because it's in 2D, they're going to be removed entirely. And it's going to be a very linear way to progress through this game, and you could blow through it very rapidly.
Yeah, I don't know. Just not for me, man.
One of the ones I'm curious to get your take on was Solar Ash. That one caught my eye because it was from Annapurna Interactive, who makes some really, really good stuff. That was the one where you were playing as a girl. I guess I already know your answer. But you were playing as a girl and you were like kind of gliding, almost like skiing through this kind of future dystopia as you explored, I guess, a black hole or something. That wasn't
Yeah,
really made totally clear to me.
yeah.
What'd you think about a game like that?
I'm into it. I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, that one you are. So, so I'm surprised. Oh, so is it what the skating part that you can relate to, or is it going to an alien planet?
No, it just seems familiar to me. Kind of like the whole Kina thing. Like
Okay.
originally I saw that I couldn't really relate to it, but I was seeing it, I was like, huh, this kind of reminds me of like Zelda and the Zelda universe, and I'm kind of getting those like vibes. And and like the way, like the art
Yeah.
style is kind of drawn like Wind Waker. It was kind of reminiscent of
Yes.
Wind Waker to me, and just kind of like the idea of like all these different forms of movement. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm going to fall in love with it, but I definitely want to check it out if I can. And it just looks like there's some interesting boss battles as well. It looks like it's familiar enough, but it's different enough that I want to check it out and see if it's got any, something that merits my enjoyment. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought Kina was interesting as well, and I do think it's the art style. When that game was first announced during last year's big announcement, and then I think it got delayed, or they haven't really, it seemed like it was supposed to come out sooner than it was, but whatever. I like that game because the little creature she picks up, I don't know what it was, but I want it.
Those are kind of a big reason I was interested because they remind me of the Kokiri from um, Legend of Zelda.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more. Yes, I could definitely see that relation. I was thinking more like Pikmin in the sense that like you're sending them out, they're probably gonna die. But
Aw,
here's my question to you: if you pick it up and you squeeze its belly, do you think its eyes like bulge up really big? Because that was my first question to Rachel, and she's like, "Why are you asking me this?" I'm like, "I just want to squeeze it. I don't want to kill it, but I want to squeeze it." And I feel like it's a dog stuffed toy where like his head would get like really big. Do you agree with me?
okay. Well,
No?
next topic.
That was the whole thing I thought, the entire trailer. That's all. I was just obsessed thinking about that. And now you will too. All right. Moving on to Five Nights at Freddy's. Have you ever played any Five Nights games before?
No, no, I have not. The whole like I don't know. Call me a pansy. I don't like horror
Pansy.
games. I don't like jump scares. I don't like that shit.
Oh yeah, me
It's
either.
it's
Especially in
not
virtual reality. Oh
like
my god.
and I guess this is kind of ironic because this is one of the worst games for that. I enjoyed Deep Space and I played all the Deep
Oh
Space
my
games.
god, the original Deep Space is
Or
one of the
Dead Space,
most
forgive me.
horrifying games. It's phenomenal, but horrifying.
Dead Space, I believe. I misspoke. Forgive me. I believe is what it's
That's what I
actually.
thought you said. Did you not? Did I say Deep Space back to you?
You did.
Oh, I'm talking about Dead Space where you play as
Yes,
Isaac and you go to
yes,
the
yes, yes, yes,
spaceship that's destroying the world cracker and the
yes,
demons. Okay.
yes. That one, fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
That
Wow.
one, I think those games kind of ruined me for all other jump scare games. Now I'm just not into it.
So the original the original Five Nights at Freddy's, and I think they've made like 700,000 sequels at this point. It's ridiculous. Basically, you're sitting in a stationary point managing controls, and you're managing these cameras to find where these monsters are. And right when they get close, you close the door on them and they walk away. It's really not much more than that. This one looks like it got rid of that, and now you're in like this 3D world. You're walking, you're jumping, you're climbing, and you're being chased by these things, which is insanely more horrifying to me than sitting in a stupid controller and watching a door. Just my opinion. I would totally play this. I think this would be a lot of fun to play, and I just hope that there's more to it than just running and being chased because there's a lot of games that have done that very poorly. So I don't know what the catch is, if there's going to be puzzle mechanics or more climbing, some kind of sound gauge. I'm not really sure. They didn't really tease that too much yet. But Five Nights at Freddy's in of itself, to I think most people, is not a genre that's going to sell things. You're going to have to do something to make it worthwhile. And I just don't know if this game's going to answer that. I know it's a first look, but those are the things that were going through my mind. All right, and we are back. Phil had to do actual work, but we are now back, leaving off where we were talking about State of Play and talked a little about Five Nights at Freddy's. Talked about Oddworld. I'm going through the show notes here. I know there's a couple big ones at the end. We talked about Keenan squeezing the little guy. Deathloop. Let's talk Deathloop. Dude, I have been the biggest proponent of Arcane Studios in the entire world. They are my absolute favorite studio ever. I love them. I love everything they do. And this was a phenomenal showcase of this game, in my opinion. We still got no release date, but maybe it turns some heads. Maybe people understand a little bit more what it's about. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I liked kind of the way it looked. It was kind of like a deeper dive into the art style and the play style.
Yeah,
And dude, when he buzzed into that room with those two guys, dropped a grenade, and then just pieced out to the next place, it's like that's so
like the
disrespectful. He didn't even like stick around to watch them die. He's just out of there.
he gone.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, it's interesting though that you say you like Arcane so much because I'm looking behind you and I don't see that beautiful poster I got
It's
you.
upstairs. It's right in front of my. It's right above my TV,
Yeah, where no one can see it.
where I could see it when I'm playing games. Bitch.
Was it numbered?
Yeah, number 22 of 150.
Yeah, it's beautiful, high or low number, numbered portrait, whatever, and you're not even showcasing it for these people.
Nope. Yeah, I'm excited because I think Arcane has gotten better and better and better and better, as most things and most studios do. But I saw so many elements of Prey and Dishonored on Showcase here. This game, I can't say enough good things about it. It just looks so good. They have such a distinct, unique, weird art style that I think is really going to work with this game. I'm just really confused as to why still we don't have a release date. Like, what is going on here? Why is this taking so long?
I thought it said June 10th, so I don't know.
Unfortunately, no release date. I wish it was June 10th. That'd be a good early birthday present for me. Here's the struggle I'm going to have, and I'm going to pose this question to you first here, and we'll talk about it again later. The struggle is real, Phil. The question is this: are you getting this game? Number one. This isn't the
Probably.
struggle. Okay. Here's the struggle. Do you get it for PlayStation or computer?
Hmm. PlayStation.
Okay. Well, you're a fool. Moving on to moving on
Fuck.
to the highlight of the show. This amazing announcement that Square Enix is basically remastering the remastered Final Fantasy VII for PlayStation 5. I still have yet to play it. I was holding out for this moment. The moment is real. And icing on the cake, we get a whole separate DLC, just like what they did with Final Fantasy 15. We're getting our episode Yuffie, essentially. I mean, come on. How freaking excited are you for this? And I can tell you're not, but I'm going to be excited for both of us.
I was excited to talk about the dodgeball game.
Oh, I skipped over that because I thought we kind of covered it. What do you want to say? Okay, you know what? We'll go back to Dodgeball. That's the real grand finale. What do you think about this Final Fantasy game, or do you just legitimately not care?
I don't care.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want to say about Dodgeball then? Thanks for watching, everybody. Dead air Phil, everybody.
I don't, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm not obsessed with the Final Fantasy series like a lot of people are, and I get it that it's beautiful and generation defining every time one comes out. I get it. It's a fantastic series. I just think that it's like kind of corny. I don't know, like the characters are very
Of
exaggerated.
course, yeah. Dude's got a machine gun arm. Barrett.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I never got into it, so I don't know that much about it. So when I see it, it's like, oh, okay, that looks cool, and I'm sure lots of people are excited. But I don't know. It's like Jim looking at Skyrim before he played it, not knowing anything about it. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. It is a big world to tackle. I mean, thankfully they do a good job of being very like distinct. Like there's no real carryover in story or universe. I think what made Final Fantasy VII so memorable for many people, and why me included, and it's on our top of like all time games, favorite games ever. It was the first game that had death and cussing, and the good guys didn't win all the time. I don't remember that ever happening before. It might have, and I don't know. But to me and people of my generation, getting those PlayStation 1s when we were 10, 11 years old, that was mind-blowing that like people could cuss, die, get killed in a video game. Like that just didn't happen. I mean, yeah, like Mario died, but I mean like death, like people crying, funerals, it's over. And the good guys don't always win. And that was really interesting. That's kind of played out, I guess, now. I don't know. But back then it wasn't. And I think a lot of people always have some shocking memories from that game of like, oh, do you remember when so-and-so got killed? Do you remember when this happened? And I was like, wow, yeah, I do. And to see it recreated over and over, I'll say for me, this game looks like the way it did to me when I played it 30 years ago, 20 years ago. You know, like that's what I remember. That's how it looked. Clearly they've remastered it and whatever. It does look prettier, but my mind's eye, my nostalgia, all that stuff, that's the way it looked when it came out. Just the way it's being shown now.
When you said my mind's eye, I immediately started singing to myself, my mind's telling me no.
That's right. Jake Lava representing the greatest 9-part webcomic of a man who has a chronic issue that he needs to have resolved. I highly recommend Jake Lava. I'll put a link in the description below. Throw some love to Jake Lava.
I was just thinking of the song, but you're obsessed with those videos.
I am, yeah, I love it. All right, so okay, if that for me was like the defining, like, wow, I didn't see that coming. Nobody saw them taking the same. Maybe they did. I don't know. Nobody saw that coming. Yuffie is not that amazing of a character. The fact that she's getting her own backstory, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah. No, man, hey, I'm happy for you guys. And like whatever shred of credibility I may have had before we filmed this is gone now because I just said that I don't care about Final Fantasy, but that's okay. Come at me, bro. I'm sure the Bob will support me.
The Bob will turn on you like a pack of wolves because the Bob is loyal to me, and we'll find out. But I will say this, it looks beautiful. I'm super excited. It's got pretty lighting, 4K, 60. But the one game you really wanted to talk about, which I totally blew over because it just looked so goofy to me, was Dodgeball.
Bro, of all the stupid fucking goofy games you want to play that you love so much and are obsessed with, like, I bet you loved Untitled Goose Game.
I never played it, actually.
Uh,
I mean, I loved it, Phil. No, I didn't.
Bro, you don't want to play Dodgeball where I can use you as the dodgeball? Come on.
Would you pay full price for this game?
God, no.
I mean, it's going to be a full price game. What if it's $30? Is $30 like the limit of this game? Like, where are we going with this?
I'd pay $30 for that, yeah.
This is one of those games like Worms Rumble that just came out on PlayStation Plus like 2 months ago. You're going to play it, and you're going to say, it's not bad, you know? It's fun, it's bright, it's colorful, there's cute sound effects, the controller vibrates, like it, whatever. And then 10 minutes later, you're going to be like, oh, you guys want to play something else? Because you're going to turn your own ass into a dodgeball and throw yourself right out of that situation because that game, I feel like you've seen every possible thing it has to offer. There seems to be no complexity to this game, and it's not going to be good.
Bro, it's Dodgeball. Can you imagine all the disrespectful, fun stuff we could do to people online?
I will say this. I know you've never heard of the game. I'm going to give another shout out to a great little indie game called Stickboard. It's on the PlayStation Store. It's one of the best party games. When I used to have our big get-togethers before COVID, we'd have everybody over. I had PlayStations with controllers, yes, plural, with controllers set up. We would play Gang Beasts and we would play Stickboard. If you haven't played Stickboard, you should.
What is this word that you're saying?
Stickboard. I think it's how you say dodgeball, but it's like German or something. It's a single-player dodgeball story that has multiplayer hooks to it, but it tells the story of a guy playing this game. It's an actual narrated story. It's phenomenally goofy, laugh out loud. The art style is bonkers. The gameplay is bonkers. It's fun. It might be on computer. If it's on computer, I will look later. I will buy it for you. I'm gonna buy you. I already got a list of a couple of games I want to buy you because you're.
Bro, you want to buy me all these games? Just buy me fucking Cold War. Buy me fucking Cold War. Warzone. I built this rig to play Warzone.
Play Warzone, which is a good segue into Phil's computer. Just to wrap up with PlayStation, thank you guys for doing this. The there's one thing I did want to say. We didn't really talk about it because it's already been like an old announcement. But Crash 4 was the first time I've heard PlayStation say 3D audio in a long time. So here I thought 3D audio is dead. I thought the cards were dead. and they made a big deal of cards for achievements and for 3D audio. So maybe they didn't give up on it as fast as I thought they did. But did you catch that, or did you glance over that?
I heard it.
Were you excited? You're like, wow, 3D audio like making a triumphant return, because most people turn it off unless you're playing Demon Souls, unless you're Phil and you played on Cold War because you like crappy sound. Come at me.
3D audio means nothing to me unless I'm playing online.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I think I think playing Demon Souls with and without 3D audio is like playing night and day. It's a totally different game, totally different experience.
Really?
Yeah, like I would honestly, and we'll have to wait and see what the reviews are, but if this Crash update handles 3D audio well, I would buy it for that.
Really?
I don't even like Crash. Yeah, I would. If it was like, hey, you put these headphones on, you're going to hear stuff, I would love it.
Why don't you like Crash?
It's boring. I mean, I played the first one. Wait, you're telling me you have this game already?
No, but I like Crash.
What? I mean, it's just a boring What's the difference between Crash and Oddworld?
Oh.
Exactly. Moving on to Phil's computer. Phil finally took the plunge after weeks. It seems like weeks. At least.
No, it was. It was almost 3 weeks.
Which is for you insane, because I know you. The fact that you showed any restraint for more than 3 minutes, you should get a goddamn gold medal. But 3 weeks? I mean, you did some serious recon on your computer, and I don't expect you to go through the stats. It's not that important. But what finally took you over? Because you were, for a while, you were waffling. You were kind of like, kind of walk me through all that. What happened?
I wanted to play with you guys.
I want to play with you. You play with us. What do you want to play? All you said you want to play is Warzone. You're playing that now.
Valheim. I want to check out Valheim.
Yes,
I want to
you
play Among
do.
Us.
Yes, you do. Oh my God, Valheim. What? That game is crack. Don't play Valheim. I will never see you again. It's crack. It's crack. It's the most addictive game, the most refined beta I've ever played.
Oh, it's not even a real full game yet?
It's a full game. They're just adding more stuff to it. You see, there's so much stuff I'm very interested that you don't know about PC gaming, like what early access means, like all these launchers you're gonna have to deal with, all the programs you're gonna have to install, so like we don't hear your keyboard clicking, all the adjustments you have to do to like every time you get online, lowering your game volume, like all these things that consoles have just done for you is taken away. So like you're gonna have to go into the game, lower the audio, you're gonna have to raise your volume, go into TeamSpeak, raise everybody up, you're gonna have to turn on NVIDIA broadcast so we have the noise suppression so don't hear your keyboard, don't hear your clicking. It's a whole thing, dude. Oop, bumping my microphone again. It's a whole thing, and you're gonna see just the dark side of gaming soon. But
Should I cancel this PC?
it's too late. No, it's not. I already told him don't cancel it. Whatever he does. Yeah, so Valheim is early access, which basically means it's an unfinished product. The incentive, there's a couple incentives to it. One, you are getting it at a reduced price, so it's not officially released. It's on sale now for $20. When it comes out, it'll be like 60 or 50 or 60, whatever it is. So you're getting it now early, understanding you're not getting the whole game yet. But more importantly, in an early access phase, good developers, and I have to say these guys have got it on lock. Good developers will actually listen to people while they're developing it, and they will shift things. They have an idea of what they want the game to be. As people play it, we're going to kind of change what we think that vision is, and good developers will shift their vision to match what the gamers want. They'll add features we want. They'll add, like, people were complaining about things like the map, for example. We hated the map. We wanted this feature on the map. They just patched it. They put it in today. Probably wasn't going to get done otherwise, but it's done now.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
It's very cool. And if you're engaged in the community, you're on the subreddit, you're tweeting them, you're on the official message forums, whatever. Halo does a phenomenal job of this with their flighting. When they were doing all the flighting for the PC variants of all the Master Chief games, they listened to a lot of feedback. And they took it and incorporated it, and they made the game way better. So very cool. I'm very excited for you to get into that. But Your first game when you load up, I assume is going to be Warzone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I'm just listening to you.
What do you want me to say? You asked me a question and I answered
I'm
it.
just listening.
I mean, the game. I bought an Intel i9 processor, i9
i9
10500K.
the Phil has the world's first i9 10 5000 processor. Custom made die set. Good job, buddy. That's amazing.
Could you tell them what I actually
Most
have
of
between?
us are stuck with i7s, but not Phil. He's stuck with an i9 10. You got the yes, Phil did get an i9 processor. I think it's 3.7 gigahertz. No one really cares. It's fast. What'd you end up spending for when it was all said and done? Like $3,000?
It's 4.2 and it turbos up to 5.7. I thought.
Turbos. Don't overclock your processor. Don't overclock your processor. Don't do it. It is the most unstable, buggy thing. You will regret it. You will hate it. Don't do it. And you don't need to do
So
it. You don't need to do it. I have an i7 and I don't, and you don't either.
So all said and done, the actual tower itself was 2,500 after tax and shipping.
Well, that's not bad. Okay. Um, yeah, and it's funny with little side story about still surprisingly here we are, well into 2021 now, and Nvidia is still having a hard time meeting demand on these graphics cards. So, our mutual friend wanted a new graphics card. So Phil, did you end up calling them because you wanted to like swap your order, right? You wanted to add another one.
Yeah, I did. I called them because our boy, he wants a 3080. So he posed me an offer, which was very generous of him. I told him no, but he insisted. So here's how I was going to totally take advantage of a new friend. He's like, dude, I was like, dude, let me just call. I'll try to call and I'll just try to add another 3070 for you. He's like, well, I don't really want a 3070. I want the 3080. I was like, okay, I'm getting a 3070. What's wrong with that? He goes, I don't know. The 3080 is just nicer. I'm like, okay, well, I can add another 3070 for you if you want. He goes, if they let you add on, upgrade yourself to the 3080, add a second 3080, and I'll pay for your upgrade. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Wow,
So
that's
I
nice.
call there. I wait on hold for 28 minutes to get some idiot named Daryl.
I saw
This
the
is iBuy.
screenshot to confirm the time of the call, by the way. Phil was so
Yeah.
adamant about this, he texted us afterwards.
So I'm on the phone with iBuyPower, and I finally get to Daryl, or whatever this guy's name was. And I say, hey, I'm looking to upgrade the rig. Is it too late? And he goes, no, you can still add stuff on. What did you want to do? I was like, I want to upgrade to a 3080 and add a second 3080. And there, he audibly scoffed at me. He audibly
What customer service?
He audibly scoffed at me and said, "That's not possible at this time. We're not doing that." And I was just like, "Wait, what do you mean?" He's like, I had the option to add a second 3070 while I was building it. What do you mean?"
Right.
He goes, "Because of scarcity right now, we're not doing any SLI builds, and we're not letting people add second GPUs after the purchase has been submitted." And I was just like, okay, should I just cancel the order and go back in and fucking rebuild it? And he said, no, we wouldn't even let you do it that way. And I was just like, which I feel is like bullshit.
Really?
I feel like he lied to me. But at this point, it's like, if I cancel it now, then it was already 6 weeks out. I'll have to another fucking week. So 7 weeks without. I'm going to go a total of, between my flip flopping and that, it would be a total of 10 weeks for this computer. And I just don't have that kind of patience.
I understand. So if you think you had bought it like the first time, could you have even bought a 3080?
Yeah, I could have. And I had the option to add a second one.
Wow. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, I guess they've probably figured that most people. Well, I mean, it's a very powerful graphics card. I can't think of any game that's taxing it so much that you need a dual one. I know there are some configurations that run in like 8K that would require a second one in SLI. But yeah, for the average person, no, I'm just shocked that they wouldn't want to sell it to you. I mean, they're just, it's not making them any more money sitting on the shelf selling it to you. I don't know. That's very odd to me. I get that they're scarce, but I guess they're hoping people, I guess it's one graphics card per computer. I wonder if you had submitted your other order, if they would have canceled it or called you and said, hey, we're not doing that. That's very odd.
He told me he told me that they're not doing any 3080 builds right now anyway at all. He said 3080s, we're not offering 3080s. It's like, dude, it's an option on your website for your builder. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But
It's
I don't know. He was just
I've never seen the hype this insane for a card. I know when I got my 2080, it was pretty insane, but not like this. This is next level. What are you doing? Painting? What are you doing there,
what?
Picasso?
Just cleaning my screen. It's dusty.
Wax on, wax off, Danielson. Um,
Danielson!
Danielson! Listen, I was surprised because I bought my 2080 Ti Founders Edition like the day it came out. It was directly from Nvidia. They sold out almost instantly, and they were out of stock for a while, maybe like a month or two, which seemed like eternity at the time. But they came back into stock, and there was no problem. But this is just insane. Like I'm hopeful you don't get a call in like a week or two, and they're like, "Hey man, guess what? Like,
Hey, shut up.
hey man."
Shut up. Don't. Dude, don't. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I've been thinking about that. You shut your mouth.
I'm saying I hope not.
Bro, if they do that, I will cancel it, and I won't have a gaming computer, and it'll be your fault.
Are we really cleaning our screen while we're doing this? You're that busy you can't do it when we're not talking.
What are you talking about? I've been talking to you this whole time. I never stopped talking. I could do more than one thing at once.
No, very slowly and painfully, maybe. Lumberingly. Is that a word? Lumbering. So, to close out this show, I wanted to talk a little bit about Warzone.
Okay. Hopefully this is a long subject. Otherwise, this is the shortest episode we've
We're about 40, 45 minutes now.
Okay.
Is that okay or no?
Yeah, no. What about Warzone do you want to talk about? I don't know if you're trying to get rid of me, if me cleaning my screen real quick was that annoying to you.
No, that was it. I was moving. I mean, I wanted to talk about Warzone because this was a big day for a big week for not really Warzone so much, more Call of Duty in general. A lot of big upgrades for Season 2. And I have to say, it's surprising to me because I'm not really a games as a service guy. I've never really been that way. But Warzone I always find a way to come back to Call of Duty. And it's been like this now for about a year and a half for me. Because I bought it the day it came. I'm not, listen, I haven't given up on every other game like you have. Phil is a total crack addict when it comes to Warzone. That's all, like a parrot. Warzone? Like, no, I don't want to play Warzone. Warzone?
That's not true. You asked me to play Halo last night, and I didn't even complain. I love Halo.
Yes, you love Halo. I know. You and everybody else loves Halo, and yet there's like 7 people online, so...
Bro, we were clapping cheeks last night.
We did good. We did good on some rocket race, yeah. I mean, when I'm driving or shooting. When we need to drive to win, we won. When we need to shoot to win, and it was me, we won. I'm not really sure what your role in the team was, but...
It's not true. It's just not true.
So Call of Duty added some really cool stuff. First of all, Prop Hunt is coming back tomorrow. I love Prop Hunt. I really did. It was so stupid. You don't really get a lot of experience for it. I mean, you get enough, but like, there's just something stupid about running and chasing after a bench. I don't know why. A bench that jumps and you're shooting after it with like high-powered weaponry. I love it.
A bench that can drop a flashbang.
Yeah. And that whistles. It's just such a fun game, and I think what I like about it so much is it rewards patience, which you don't typically see in a lot of video games today. And 2, it rewards people who've played a lot who really understand the technicalities of the maps and where props are at. And if you play a lot, it's pretty easy because you're like, I know where this is. But sometimes hiding in plain sight is fun, or being the bucket around the corner of like an open door and like nobody looks. But there's some tense moments. You're whistling every 10 seconds. They know you're there. And you're like, oh my God. And then you got to haul ass as a bucket or a ladder or a plywood or whatever the hell they give you. I'm so glad they're bringing it back. I really am. It's a genuinely fun mode. I was sad it was gone, and I'm delighted it's returned.
Dude, it was so funny. It actually scared the shit out of me one time. I was walking through. I was just shooting random objects because I can't tell. I can't tell what cone is sentient and what cones aren't sentient.
Right.
And I shot this cone, and it fucking rushed at me, dude. And I remember actually physically jumping and like squealing, ah! And I'm just jumping and I'm shooting at this cone. when you're those little objects, you haul
You are
ass.
very fast. You could totally outrun people. Yeah, and because you could change up to 3 times, so you can like turn the corner and morph into something else, and then just stand there and they run past you. Um, yeah, the player base in Call of Duty is so large they can afford this. You couldn't really get away with this in Halo, and that's why Rocket Race is so fun. They only do it for a couple of days because the community is so diverse, spread. You got all the Halo games, all the multiplayer modes, sniper mode, swap mode, Warzone, all this stuff. There's not a lot of players to go around. When you're Call of Duty, you command such a large audience. You have so many players. It's very, very easy for them to just say, hey, we're going to just divert like 10% of our audience over to prop hunt, and we're still going to be fine. You're still going to get in a match instantly. You're still going to have a lot of fun. So I'm excited. I think that's really cool.
I agree wholeheartedly.
They've also added a new zombie mode called Outbreak, which I played with maybe for 45 minutes today. I played 2 matches. And it is really, really fun. It's like the best of Warzone with looting, and it's the best of zombie mode with infinite zombies, where you're working through a map to complete objectives. Now, my teammates were bozos. We failed horribly. But I suspect if you had a coordinated team, you may be able to get past the first objective, because we could not.
Yet you didn't call me.
I didn't call you because I thought you were a traveling man. You were working, you're hard at work, or sleeping on the couch like you passed out yesterday for like 12 hours or whatever. I don't know what you're up to.
Dude, I needed that bad.
I am not the keeper of Phil McCracken. I don't know what you do in your crazy life. I mean, if you want me to every single time I do something that is a multiplayer activity, I will gladly call you. I won't text you, I will call you. And I will say, Phil, I'm going to play Warzone. Would you like to play Warzone with me? I'm gonna
Just Call of Duty's fine. That's fine.
The other thing that they've added with Outbreak mode that's really cool, and I haven't seen this before, and I hope this continues. There's like a mini set of quests, almost like a mini battle pass within this special mode, only for the next 2 weeks. So some new skins, some new, like all this typical stuff you'd expect, only in this new mode, only for the next 2 weeks, and I think that's really, really cool.
Are there charms?
Are there what?
Are there charms?
I don't know. I think so. I didn't go through the whole list. There's like 12 or 15 different objectives. The first one was win 3 times, and I'm like, I can't get a good team. So I'm hoping you can help me. Maybe we can get Brent. Maybe we can get Will, even though we can't talk to him because he's going to be playing on computer. I need a team of people who are competent while I do the mission to help me, because it's a lot of channeling stuff. Like you have to put this thing in a truck, and it's like hold square, and you're like pushing it in, and I'm getting just punched and bit in the back. I'm like, ah, ah, ah. And my teammates are running around. One guy's like open microphone. One guy's like humping a tree. One guy's like, I'm like, guys, please. So maybe we'll give it a whirl. I'm excited for that. And then Warzone, and this has happened before, but they do now have some zombie pockets in Warzone, which of course the best loot is guarded by these super high-powered zombies that are like total, like covered in body armor, like machine guards grafted on them, everything. That's going to be a lot of fun to try to get those like super high loot drops. So I'm excited for that too. And I don't know how long that lasts. I don't know if that's 2 weeks as well or what, but I think Call of Duty is just kicking ass right now, and I'm super, super stoked to dive back into it.
Yeah, I mean, we took a 1 night break. You're like, Warzone now.
I am Warzone out. No, I am Warzone out. I want to play the new mode, and that's what I'm going to play. I'm not interested in Warzone. I'm interested in Outbreak.
Okay.
I know you like Warzone, and I'm glad you love it.
No. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I like that map, and I like playing in like that open world with the guns and stuff. So, I'm totally amenable to that.
Listen, I am glad you like Warzone. I really am. It's awesome. It's fun. However, when there's nothing to unlock, I have no desire to play it. I'm beyond it. If you've played as much PUBG and Apex as I have, by the time Warzone comes around, you're like, I'm not doing this again. And here we are. We're doing it again. I know it's exciting and new to you, and it is cool that there is cross progression. I love that. I love the fact there's cross progression, but I would much rather play Valheim than Warzone right now. 10-1.
Well, I can't play Valheim. I apologize.
All by myself. Soon you'll be able to play Valheim. And then you're going to
Don't
see.
be.
So, I think we covered it all this week, man. We talked about State of Play. We talked about your computer. We talked about Warzone, which I suspect is going to be monopolizing. I keep saying Warzone. I really mean to say Call of Duty, but whatever. It's going to be monopolizing a lot of my time. Is there anything else I missed in the news week that you wanted to address?
I don't know, but I think I figured out how we can play with Will. So we won't be able to hear him, but he'll be able to hear us.
Look at
I can have my phone on TeamSpeak with an open mic, and I can just shout like what we're doing to him, and he can either choose to come with us or fuck off.
Phil has spent so long. I like this. This is some dedication. So we have friends who play on PC. We obviously have the game for PlayStation. I don't regret that. I am glad I got it for PlayStation. I suspect the next Call of Duty I will probably get for PlayStation. It's just they have way better stuff going on. They have double XP way more than anyone else. They're always giving away free stuff, free content. I guess the super enthusiast would buy it twice. You would buy it on PlayStation and you'd buy it on computer. And then you can play on computer with the one other friend who has it that plays on computer. I guess two, Jump as well. But yes, Phil was devastated to find that this new mode is locked behind the Call of Duty proper, not not the free-to-play Warzone variant. And I'm glad you've given it thought though. This shows some major dedication. Like, I'm proud of you.
Oh, Will's a good guy. I want him to be able to enjoy it with us.
Well, I didn't want to like rub it in your face, but it is free to play this whole week. So if I wanted to, I could play with him on computer. And I guess you could download it on your Xbox, maybe. I don't know. And we could still play that way. But if I really wanted to play the new mode, I could play it on my computer right now. I'm looking at the Blizzard launcher as we speak.
No, it's okay. We'll play it on PlayStation, and if he wants to do what I suggested, fine. If not, fine.
Yeah, I am. I think Call of Duty it's in a good place, and I'm excited for Season 2. The opening cinematic was cool. They've added a minigun. I don't know how you get it. I don't know how you get it. Yeah, some dude had one in the game I was playing with today, and I killed him, but I couldn't pick it up. So I feel like it's probably a
Kill streak?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. They changed everything. You know, like when you log in an update and you get the little green square for like what's new? The whole game was a green square, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this. Just put me in a queue. Let me pick up the old. I'm working on my AK. I don't know if I have the oldest, boring, like not meta loadout anymore, but it worked.
Did they reset your loadouts and your level and shit?
Yeah. Well, no, level. I don't know. I don't know. I think so. I leveled up. Unless I just dinged over, maybe. But I'm like Prestige 4, like rank 3, and I'm like, I don't remember finishing Prestige 3, but maybe I did. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean the Battle Pass does, reset you back to 1. But I don't know about the other one.
Okay.
I'll have to look into
Yeah,
that.
when we're done here, I'm gonna go check that out, and then I'm gonna have dinner, and I have a have a Zoom call with some friends later, and then afterwards I'll be around and we can play. So don't go to bed early because I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm going to bed early, and with that, I'm wrapping up the show.
Oh, goodbye. Are you not gonna give me my normal outro? Like, what's the deal here, bud? Oh, well, much like Jim will fucking sporadically do what he's supposed to do, and then fucking one time, one goddamn episode, he doesn't fucking do it. War also never changes. Thanks, guys. Bye.